It's Formula 1 22. The Formula 1 season begins tonight. Those of you who joined me 2 years ago in F1 2020 will know that things in the Formula 1 season take a little longer. We have 22 race weekends. We have 3 practice sessions for each race weekend. We have single lap qualifying and 50% race distance. Now that's not a small amount, okay? Not like in Formula 2, where, the feature race, maybe 25 minutes. No. We're looking at about 3/4 of an hour of racing. Once all of the practice and all of that stuff has got out of the way. So there's a lot to take care of this evening. Chiri is here as well. Welcome on in, Chiri. Adventurous stubble. That's right. This is a little bit over a week of growth. That there can only happen when I'm ill. It's just can't be bothered. Can't be bothered to shave when I'm ill. I don't know if it's going to stay. Gilly fan will know because he's known me long enough. It's not my first foray into facial hair, but it's been a very long time since the last time I wore it. Many a year ago. If anything, I can see exactly how grey I'm getting. And it's a lot. I think it might make me look older. It's the last thing I want. Right. Back in. We've got a lot to do. We've got to get this Formula 1 season started. Let's get stuck in and take a little visit to team headquarters. Last time out, which is a few weeks back now, last time out, we did a little bit of work on the car. We had some successful R&D upgrades. Sadgatha, out of respect for me almost dying for one evening, or maybe for one period of, say, 20 minutes, will not make any jokes about me being decrepit. So we've done some. We did some R&D work. We got this car a little bit upgraded. We've had the launch. We got everything up until the start of the race weekend taken care of. Let's just check those messages. Here's Toto Wolff.
Get out! Get to the chopper!
We're confident that the car will be competitive from the start of the season, so we expect you to be racing near the front of the field. Make sure to work hard at car development so we can maintain our advantage to the chasing pack. Briefly reminding ourselves where our car is, by the way. Total Wolf. Entire Wolf. Currently the third most performant car out there. Red Bull and Ferrari, they're way ahead. Mercedes are struggling a little bit this year. So continual development here on this car is going to be even more important because we're in the chasing game. Enough of that. Let's get this baby underway as we head to the Sakhir, the Bahrain International Circuit. The season of F1. It's season 1 here. We're only doing 1. All right, flipping it. That's more than enough. Round 1, let's go. Oh, so drama.
Found your workstation then? Everything satisfactory? I'm Francisco, by the way. I head up R&D for the team.
Yeah, where are you?
Great to have a chance to finally speak with you.
Is he behind me?
Getting to know each other pretty well over the coming months. But for now, I'll let you get settled. Welcome aboard.
That's my teammate, Lewis Hamilton over there, Sir Lewis Hamilton. There's Ian Beale. Nice to see him part of proceedings this year. A little step up from running a chip shop. And some other people. Is that Francesco over there? Is that where he was this whole time? Once again, by the way, very little has changed since the last time we played an F1 game. Look at him. He's looking. This guy just looking at some pictures. So what is he typing and why? He's just making it up. Go on, Ian. Yes, mate. Look busy. Right. Oh God. Got some reading to do. Francisco. We'll call you Fran.
I see you've finally found your emails. Be sure to check back here often, as it's where we'll send you any useful information regarding the current race weekend. It's a new laptop, so if you run into any issues, be sure to give me a shout.
Thanks. There are tutorials available, yes. Here's our weekend preview, including where things stand in the championship. None of this should be a surprise. It's last year's details. Gives us a little bit of information on the tyres we're expecting to run this weekend. Only 2 sets of hard tyres, 3 sets of mediums, a lot of softs. They will come into play during qualifying and part of the race strategy, I'm sure. Confirmation of the developments here. All of our successful R&D done to this race weekend. Also, the weather forecast. Here we are in the Middle East. So we're expecting it to be dry. That should not come as a surprise. Okay. Let's pick up some of the other important information that we will need to consider during career mode. Rivalries, it's a big part of the Formula 1 career. When you go toe-to-toe with another driver, you put your reputation and a claim on the line. From time to time, you may get asked about another driver in the press, and it's in your best interests to raise your profile with a rivalry. There's a set number of race weekends in a rivalry, and the driver with the highest score at the end will be declared the winner. You can get rivalry points in qualifying and the race. Outperform your rival to get the highest score. The winner of the rivalry will get a boost to their acclaim. If the rivalry is a draw, then the drivers will get half, okay? Important stats will come out of that. We won't need to worry about this quite yet. We don't have a rival yet. Okay, we don't have to worry about this too much today, but this will become more important as the season rolls on. Here you will see a list of components for our car. For each of them, we're currently running the first component. They're all green, they're all healthy. They've not taken any wear yet. We have to be aware of the amount of wear we're putting through these components as the season progresses. Especially once we get past, in many of these cases, the third. So the internal combustion engine, MGU-K, MGU-H, and the turbocharger all have 3. You hit your 4th, you will incur a grid penalty. Same for energy store and control electronics if you hit your 3rd, and if you hit your 5th gearbox as well. So you will incur grid penalties once you make that change. Once it's entered into the pool, you can continue to use it without further penalty. It's just that first time that gets mixed in. This is happening in real life in the F1 season now, the last couple of races, as all teams have come back from the summer break and they're tactically playing this additional kind of amount of components to be entered into the pool before things get into the serious business end of the season, where they wouldn't want to take those penalties. They're trying to get them baked in now so they don't have to worry about them later. So it's not something we have to worry about yet, but as this season progresses and the story is told, we will need to keep an eye on this. Particularly, I think, in practice sessions, where we'll be looking maybe later in the season, using some of the older components for practice and then switching them to the slightly newer ones for practice 3, qualifying, and the race. That takes care of that. Right. Stepping back over here. So we've got our various session lengths here, 5, 14, and long is 50%. That means that all practice sessions are actually full length. I won't be needing quite that much. I'm not on the hook for 3 hours of practice before doing a race. So we'll try and hit what we need to hit in each practice session. Get our practice programs done. If we feel like we've got that licked, we'll just move on to the next practice session. So can't make any changes to the practice format. Qualifying is one shot. We'll stick with one shot. And that should be that. In fact, I should be able to confirm. Let's see where this is, in fact. AI difficulty, blah, 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 blah. Exclamation mark F1, by the way, for all the settings I am using. I just want to see. I don't think we actually have it confirmed that it's 50% in any of these, but that's what I'm going to take from this. Right. We just need to get a move on. There's a lot to do. So I'll take another sip of tea as we make our way to practice 1. In your own time, game. Oh, God. As ever.
Hello, folks, and welcome to Paddock Pass, your pre-race edition for this, the inaugural round of the 2022 Formula One World Championship.
I will.
Say, it feels great to be back. As is tradition, there is something of an air of a first day back at school on arrival here, but it's more than that. Because the new era of Formula One has arrived. And with it, the eagerly anticipated new car regulations, which have been designed to help promote better racing. With clean sculpted lines, swooping rear and front wings, which should allow cars to follow each other more closely, new eye-catching 18-inch low-profile tyres, the return of ground effect, and a reduction of aerodynamic physical adornments, the new cars look strikingly different, all while improving safety and pushing the limit of technical ingenuity. So then, which teams have interpreted the rules most effectively, and which drivers will adapt to their new car the quickest, leading the charge against the rest of the pack? Only time will tell. As always, we can't wait for this season to begin, but for now, from us, that's your...
Oh, I've won a sofa. Just what I've always not wanted.
The session has drawn to a close, so let's review our top 3. Ricciardo, Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. And if today's practice session is anything to go by, we're in for an exceptional weekend of Formula One.
Okay, practice 1 is done and dusted. Maybe the toughest session of the whole season finally, finally in the back view. Some challenges there. Time management in particular, something I'm going to have to focus very carefully on. In terms of pace, very difficult to really judge what is happening out here at the moment. I think it's too early to tell. Perhaps the fact that Lewis Hamilton on the soft setting a 132.9 versus my 134.3 on the mediums is something not to be too worried about yet. But that is quite a big gap between me and my teammate. Saying that though, 10th fastest time. Not awful in that respect. Yes, I should be closer to my teammate, but at the same time, I'm not at the back. So we've got a reasonable amount of the field going out there and setting times on the softest tyre, which is sort of messing up what is truly representative in terms of pace so far. Most of my practice was on the hard or medium tyres, so maybe on a soft I'd be a few tenths quicker. Difficult to say. More practice coming up. There's no doubt going to be some qualifying pace practice. That's going to be pretty important as well as we whiz our way through. Car setup feels okay. I don't know if I'm going to change the setup from what I'm running at the moment, which is kind of favouring top speed. Because I think there's more time to be found through just driving better than there is changing the setup of the car. 2 more practice sessions to go then. Let's go. There he is. What's he looking at? Some screens. It's strange to have to come all the way back here to then just go, all right, practice 2 then. Choose how to play practice session. So what do we got? Go to track. Take to the track in order to complete practice programs and familiarise myself with the circuit. Earn resource points and development boosts without having to drive the practice programs myself. I beg your pardon? If I'm not doing the driving, what's the flipping point? What's the point? Haven't won or nothing yet.
And with all the cars now over the line, let's see our top 3 again. Sainz, Leclerc and Max Verstappen. What an incredible practice session. The fun doesn't stop here though. Join us again as the rest of the weekend unfolds.
Fun. So, I think in practice 2 and practice 3, we're looking at carrying over the practice programs from practice 1, which means if we've done most of the work in practice 1, then we're either just redoing it for the fun of it or we're trying other stuff. In practice 2, I had another crack at tyre management, improvement over practice 1. Then I put on a set of softs and just put in a couple fast laps as fast as I possibly could. Several other cars out there not doing that. They're doing longer runs, that kind of thing. So again, we might not be seeing like tip-top, this is as fast as every single car will go. Lewis Hamilton was out there doing a lot of laps on the medium tyre, the yellow medium tyre, for example. So clearly a different strategy as opposed to going out there and just going fast, fast, fast. However, a 133.3 is something I'm happy with. Comfortably up in the top 10, going as fast as I possibly can. We can compare that to the McLarens on the softs, the Alpines. That's comfortable. Again, you know, if the Mercedes is going to be the third fastest car out there on the circuit, then we would be looking at 7th and 8th. You know? If I were lucky, I'd get higher. We've managed to split the Red Bulls. Lewis, I would expect to be better than me. So, we'll see. We'll see. One more practice session to go. Probably just 15-20 minutes of putting the foot down, trying a couple more, you know, qualifying practice laps and stuff like that before we really get into the serious business. But that'll do it for practice 2. Let's see now. Yep. Everyone just beavering away there. No other messages. No rivalry yet. And now, obviously, we've done 2 practice sessions. We can start to see the wear that's happening in the vehicle. So we can get the overall percentage wear of all of our components here. And then to the right-hand side, you can see specific details on the wear that each has incurred. Not much on the MG UK here. Otherwise, 8, 7%, 13 on the gearbox. So, I mean, there are 4 of those allocated to us during the course of the year, so you would expect that that would take a little bit more wear than the rest of the components. Overall, 7%, so not too bad. Right then, practice 3. Let's get into this and use maybe 10-15 minutes. We'll go to track. Have I won a nothing? Yes, I have. What a treat.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top 3, who are Verstappen, Sainz, and Sergio Perez. Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly for more Formula One action.
Indeed we will. This is how things shake up then at the end of practice 3. Everyone has gone out on soft tyres to set a nice fast lap. And Max Verstappen, unsurprisingly, is some stretch faster than any other car on the circuit. With a 131.6, Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari is 7.5 tenths behind. Then there's Perez and Leclerc within 1 second of the lead car. For a while there, we had the Mercedes kind of in the middle of the top 10. We have dropped down to positions 9 and 10. With about half a tenth between myself and my teammate Lewis Hamilton. That, I guess, is the form of the Mercedes at this part of the season. Surprised to see an Alfa Romeo and a Haas and an Alpine all up there. Maybe we can have a little bit more luck in qualifying. Who knows? But our practice sessions are done. I think I'm as familiar with the car and the circuit as I can be. Now it's just a case of being able to hold it together for one lap and put in the best possible time I can with everything turned up to 11. We'll get a prediction going very shortly. Here's our resource points. And some boosts. Giving us a little discount here on the purchasing power. And driver acclaim. Will slowly creep up throughout the course of the season, I'm sure. Any moment now. Ay. Love these load times. Hey, here we go. We're back in the Dewberry. You know, the Dewberry. So, we have messages. It's my manager, Emma. Do your best out there today. We really want to secure a good spot on the grid. Remember though, Lewis is the main target. They are the first rival you'll be judged against. Indeed. And here's my engineer. The weekend preview. It's a fairly straightforward layout for the most part here, as you know, but there are a couple of important features it's worth reminding you about. First of all, turn 10, acute left-hander. You'll be trail braking and downshifting all the way to the apex. If you start to lock up, ease off the brakes. You can't afford to lose too much here. Secondly, the final corner. It's a long start-finish straight, so you really want to carry as much speed as possible. The track widens at the exit, so you can probably take an early apex. We shall see about that. Nothing else for us to worry about here, really. No rivalry yet. It's time to move into qualifying and the business end of the race weekend. Let's go. Yeah. This is it. Soft tyres. Nothing else really that we can do here. So, let's get this prediction underway. I'm going to give you the time-tested 2 minutes before I set off on one-shot qualifying. Where will I qualify for the Bahrain Grand Prix? 3 options. Can I get into the top 10? If I don't get into the top 10, will it be 11 to 15 or 16 to 20? Will I be just off the top 10, or will something awful happen and I'll drop much, much further back? Place those engagements. You've got just over 1 minute. And I will go out and punch it as hard as I flippin' can, folks. No gambles so far, just under 1 minute to go. Everyone's fallen asleep. Everyone's forgotten what it's like to watch a proper F1 race weekend in this game. Flippin' heck there, Siscally fam. Less than 20 seconds left to go. Have we got anybody in? Is this working? No. And there we go. Time's up. No one placed a gamble. Hopefully it's just a case of wrong place, wrong time. I'm going to leave that as it is, and I will pay out a big fat 0% to no one. It didn't show up. Well, I can have another go. It may well be that someone might need to refresh the browser in order for it to show up. One minute this time. I'm going to click Start Prediction right now. It'll take a moment or two to get through to the rest of you, thanks to the lovely delay that comes with streaming. The prediction is up. 45 seconds left. Will I finish in the top 10? Not finish, but qualify in the top 10. Or will I drop out of that top 10 and sit either in 11 to 15 or 16 to 20? Gambles seem to be working this time. We've got, well, a split field, in fact. This will be interesting. One of you is bound to be right. Less than 10 seconds to go. We've got Churi on a top 10 qualifying position. Giddy Fam is saying 11 to 15. And Mary Dave, good afternoon, Mary Dave, 16 to 20. Okay, well, I'm glad that something worked that time round. That's positive at least. Now it's time to see which of you is the prognosticator. As it's time to go to track for one-shot qualifying. Verstappen there just absolutely monstering away. Oh, whoops. Do you know what? It might actually be better if I do the lap from scratch. Let's go. This is a terrible lap. Oh, 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 oh. We've got to keep it clean throughout, at the very least. A remarkable amount of wheel spin. Anyway, right. This is the one. Don't get distracted by how far away those other ghost cars are going, and just focus on your own lap here. That's better. That's more like it. Scrappy, messy. Here we go. It's 12th. Third time is a charm.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Leclerc, Verstappen, and Carlos Sainz.
Well,
goodbye for now then, but we are really just getting started. Make sure you join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
there we go then. The proof in the pudding is in the vomiting, as Skip only qualifies 12th place with a 1:32.347. A world away. A world away from his teammate. Lewis Hamilton, a 1:31.1. Fifth. Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, very close to each other's there, within a 10th. Carlos Sainz actually not that far behind either. So disappointing not to be in the top 10, considering how far away the ghost of the lead qualifier was. I was under no illusions that I was going to have an absolute banger. But 12th is I guess where I'm going to be. It is one of the faster laps I've put in all weekend. It's up in the 132s. I've seen a lot of 133s. So that's something, but still a little sloppy, has to be said. Let's power on the prediction then. 12th place puts us cleanly in the 11 to 15 bracket. So those points go to Gilly Fam. Well done, sir. And then let's send ourselves back to the... I don't know what you would call it, like the team office, to get ourselves ready for the race. The tiniest of acclaim. It's all I deserve. Another long wait coming up. And another lovely message waiting for us. Let's have a look. It's from our engineer, Mark. Have a good race out there today. I'm sure you'll do just fine, whatever happens. Remember that there's only one thing in this world that truly matters. Proving that my side of the garage is, in fact, the best side of the garage by finishing miles ahead of Lewis. It's not going to happen, is it? Beat him by a minute or more, and there's a cookie in it for you. Oh, well, hang on a minute. A cookie? Flipping it. I just don't see that happening somehow. Maybe we get a rivalry lined up for us after this weekend is complete then. 29 laps. Half distance race. About to come up. Let's get those proceedings started. Eventually. Any moment. There it is.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal. And it's make or break here at round one of this year's Formula One World Championship. Formula One returns to the desert today and this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and it could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix.
Hello, that'll be me.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole, edging out Max Verstappen, who will start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, Perez, Lando Norris, and Fernando Alonso, Ricciardo, Ocon, Bottas, and Guan Yu Zhou, Dip, Tsunoda,
That's me.
Pierre Gasly, and Magnussen. Hamilton, they've taken a grid penalty. Mick Schumacher,
Oh.
Sebastian Vettel, and Alex Albon, Stroll, and Nicholas Latifi. And now it's time to head down to the track.
What happened with Lewis then?
So we are here in 2022 at the start of another Formula One World Championship. It all begins here, the start of the next generation of Formula One. With the end of the second turbocharged era, a new dawn begins. New regulations have been brought in to promote better racing, with the two big standout changes being the wheel size increase and the aerodynamics on the car itself.
Be back. Let's hope for some good racing today as well. We can't know at this point how competitive the teams are relative to each other, but hopefully nobody's able to run and hide. We want to see these drivers pushing to the limit all the way to the checker flag.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Don't let me down. I'm sure I'll find a way. Here we go then. So, either there has been a component change, or Lewis Hamilton did a bad thing during qualifying, maybe impeded someone and had to take a penalty. He's dropped 10 places. So he's behind me instead of ahead. So that's interesting in terms of the dynamic with my teammate. Oh, he's looking directly at me there. Don't normally see that. Someone making direct eye contact. That one there, he's not though, is he? Eh? And then a few people have their heads cut off there as well. Let's have a look at the race strategy. Here we go. Now, because I completed the race strategy practice program, there is a personalized as well as a projected option to look at here. In this case, because I was eating away at the tyres a little bit more than the team would like, it's more honest, it's probably not going to be hugely positive for yours truly. Now, as promised at the top of the stream, 50% race distance puts us at about 3/4 of an hour worth of racing. 29 laps here at the circuit. The default strategy, which is usually the one that we will go on, under the projected, this is projected from what the team would ordinarily expect, is that I would be out there on the medium tyre for 13 laps, then come in and change over to the hard tyre and race out the rest of the duration on that tyre. You can see, obviously, the harder compound has a longer life. It does also have less of a drop-off as well when it comes to lap time, which is nice. Something that maybe that we can think a little bit about. I'm not going to argue with this strategy. I think I'm not in a position where I'm super comfortable with the car yet, or really all that familiar with F1 racing conditions in this season to start calling audible. So I'm quite happy to kind of take the lead here. That being said, though, let's have a look at the personalized strategy to see whether there's any difference. Ever so slightly. And in fact, it's because I'm eating into those medium tyres. You see that? And actually using a little bit more fuel as well, I think, by the looks of it. That the team expects me to come in 1 lap earlier on those mediums. I'm not going to argue with that. I'll stick with that. The alternate strategy here is a 2-stopper. It's about 15 seconds slower, and to be honest, I don't feel that confident about trying to make that work. Still need to get used to this car and the tyre management in general. I wouldn't want to start having to think about managing a set of softs and all of that kind of nonsense. So we will lock in the personalized default strategy and leave that there. Now let's get the prediction going then for this race, and I think it's going to be an interesting one. So let's say a top 10 finish, 11 to 12, right? I think what I was starting, what, 13th? Was it 13th or 11th? Might have been 11th, right? Qualified 12th, moved up 1 because Lewis dropped down, so it's 11th, isn't it? Let me think about this. If I improve, I'd be in the top 10. If I stay where I'm 11. If I drop down, how far would I drop down? I think 11 to 12 would be reasonable. Stay where I am or drop down 1. Hang on a minute. Or do I want something that's like, I either stay where I am, go up 1 or down 1, like, and put that in a group? That'd be interesting. I hadn't really thought this through until this moment. This very moment. Strange spot to start in, you see. Because if I said, like, instead of 11 to 12, if I said 10 to 11, well, one of those pays points and the other one doesn't. ever so slightly different, I think, to the qualifying. So this is what I'm going to stick with. I'll give you 2 minutes on this. Top 10, 11 to 14, 15 to 20. So either I do well and score points, I kind of hover around the position that I'm in, or I fall back dramatically. Place your bets. You have 2 minutes. As is traditional, prior to the feature race, I need to take a pit stop of my own. So I'm going to go and take that break right now. When I come back, 29 laps. The Bahrain Grand Prix will get underway. Please pace your bets. Pace your bets or even place them. That'd be good. Refresh if you can't see it. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Oh, it went back to that one. I thought I changed that. Let's see. Yeah, well. It's that one there, isn't it? Isn't that weird? I thought I'd got you fixed. Anyway, it should have come back to this, but it didn't. Never mind.
Can't have everything in life, can you?
Anyway, hello, I'm back. We're going to race in a moment. We've got our strategy sorted. We can drop back out here again. Well, we had someone place a bet. Someone's gone for top 10. That's Churi. Well done, Churi. Someone's awake. It's time to get this flipping race underway, right? 45 minutes. It's been a long time since I've had one of these. And there's a formation lap. It's all go. Let's tuck myself in, get nice and comfortable here. It's going to be a while. Let's get in racing position. My mic is there, pretty much ready to go. Okay, great. Race strategy locked in. Medium stint, then a hard. A long race. Places hopefully to make up. But we'll see. It's a big journey into the unknown at the beginning of the season. Let's get this thing taken care of.
Okay, so everything looks good on the power unit cycles, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
Surprising amount of wheel spin there as I pulled away.
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being.
That does not surprise me. Through a reasonable amount of gears there, actually. Still waiting for those tyres to warm up. just about getting there now. There we go. Now they're in an operational window. Parking! Oh no!
Okay, incredible parking there. Nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get a good launch. As the race starts.
First time for everything. Okay, here we go. This is it. From 11th. Big wheel spin start. Awful start. Big spin. Let's do this one again. Wow. Oh, wow. I've never had anything like this. Oh, God. Wow. Okay. Okay, that's better, that's better, that's better. Oh, boy. Right, we'll make that launch stick. Big pile up coming. Lots of bumping. Just got to get through it. Any damage? No. Okay. So, 14th place. 15th. This is going to be tricky. Oh, Christ. I do not need a first lap like this. Oh, get out of it. Just get me through this first lap, for the love of God. This is surprisingly horrible. Just keep your flipping nose clean, son. Let's go. Terrible first lap. Wow, okay, Vettel's passed me. That's terrible.
Alright, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
That's my teammate getting involved. So he's got past me on lap 2. Wheel spin like crazy, dropping down to 17th place.
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
Let's try and tidy this up. Don't forget ERS.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, calm down.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
It's turn 2. I'm so slow out of turn 2. Right, Hamilton has passed Vettel. Now it's my job to do the same. And DRS is here. Here we go. Running into Vettel. Well, I mean, that was just stupid. It's going to be a long race, this one, folks. Certainly not the glory that came with Formula 2. It's going to be very hard. Right. Just trying not to screw it up when I get close to Vettel. Hey McGladster, welcome on in. This is the one now. Stay close. It's going to pull to the inside here. Probably do it again. Too deep, too deep. Oh, no, 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 no. Even the drive out of here, even the drive out of 2. I haven't got the rear wheels underneath me. Like, I'm having to overcorrect at this point. Just to get back here. so bad. Just pushing too hard, I think. He's locked up. He's locked up. I lost the rear wheels again. He's locked up again. I think we had a bit of a bit of contact there. Wow, this is hairy stuff. Look at that. Look at that contact there, look. So he's locked up. Best thing to do is accept that contact. Thankfully it didn't do any lasting damage to the car here. Wait until we straighten up. And pick it up from this point. Schumacher is closing up on me. This is going very, very badly. I'm losing time to Vettel and I'm losing time to Schumacher at the same time. Still got DRS on Vettel, but nowhere near as close as I was. Alright. Closing the gap a little bit. I'm under pressure. Not if I hit the curb under braking, I won't. Wow. Wow, this is going as bad as I think Bahrain did when I did F1 2 years ago. Absolutely appalling. Late on the brakes, that's probably not great. Teammate status.
Gap to your teammate ahead is 4.3 seconds.
Nice,
They're
made
on
some
old
good
mediums. They're in
moves.
13th place. And
Yep.
the time last lap was a 1 minute 36.3.
to take it easy on the battery for a lap or two, I think. I've been using up quite a lot of deployment. And it's not really making enough of an impact. Wow.
Caution, caution.
Okay. Looks like a car might have retired to the pits. Nope, they're still out on track somewhere. Right, I managed to get past Vettel.
Okay, clear.
One car between me and my teammate. I just need to make sure that Vettel isn't going to try and get past me.
Tyre condition still looking good.
Okay, good. Thank you. Lap 8 already. Full race update.
14th position, you're in 14th position. Magnussen's ahead of you. And gap to the car in front is 3.2 seconds. They're on old mediums. Vettel's behind you. Less than a second separates you. They're on old mediums.
All right.
You've got 4 laps until your pit window opens.
Sloppy. Let's catch up to Kevin Magnussen here. Hamilton is so much further ahead now.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
Okie dokie. Still 2.4 to Magnussen. Hamilton's got past Gasly. Who am I racing?
Here's who we're really fighting today. Magnussen and Vettel.
We're slightly increasing the gap to Vettel at least. But I'm not seeing the gap close to Magnussen at all here. keep trying. Lap 10.
We're slowly gaining on the car in front. Try to keep up this momentum.
I'll do my best.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done.
Within 2 seconds to Kevin. Screwed that up though. Hello. Let's pick it up from the straight. Drop back. 14th then. Got to see how I can improve on that at the moment. Unless something shakes out in the pits.
In this lap, push now. Okay, gap ahead is 2.9 seconds.
Getting caught up on that flipping curb. Vettel's closed the gap. Okay. I'll gladly come into the pits just to see if it freshens anything up for me. Tyres have had it, especially the rears. Looks like some cars ahead of pitting as well this lap. Good stop. On with the hard tyres. This is us for the rest of the race.
Faster than we were expecting.
Will it help us?
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Battling with Magnussen here. 17th and 18th place. Waiting for the tyres to come to full temperature. fudge cakes and biscuits. It's that curb, it's that outer curb. I need to avoid it. I have to brake earlier, I think.
Lewis is in the pits now.
That he is. He's comfortably ahead, so... Interesting to see whether I make any positions on anybody else.
The car ahead of you's just fitted the hard tyres. Car ahead now on the hard compound.
Gasly. .8 seconds ahead. Driver in front.
That's Gasly ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 3.8 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards.
Wow, lap 14 already, okay. .35.8. Needs to be going faster. Vettel's just come out of the pits. Be nice to stay ahead of him.
Great manoeuvre. You made it look so easy.
13th place. The gap is increasing though to Gasly ahead, which is concerning. Really want to be closing that, but...
Okay, gap to the car ahead is 4.3 seconds.
difficult to know exactly how I'm going to do that. Let's try and get some good laps here. Let's tidy everything up. Try and close that gap to Gasly. Top 10 finish is looking unlikely. If I could finish in 11th,
Managing your tyres.
back where I started, that'd be nice.
And gap to the car in front is 3.6 seconds.
Closing slowly. And increasing the gap to Magnussen behind, so we'll take that as a positive. Let's go without ERS for a couple of laps. Charge that battery up a little bit. Net deployment may be more useful when it actually comes time to overtake or defend, as opposed to chasing, which is what I'm doing at the moment. Fuel mix is still okay. No, 3. 2.9 was close. Right. Green sectors 2 and 3, so that's a sign of improvement. Bit scrappy there on turn 2 and 3. Lost time, about 3/10. .5 to Gasly. Increasing the gap to Magnussen behind. This is better. Driver in front.
Gasly's ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 2.9 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards.
Okay.
5 laps old. Time last lap was a 1:36.1. Okay, so you're gaining by 1/10 a lap.
Okay. Stop saying okay, okay? Long chase. 40% on battery. So we're getting some good charge here. Used a little bit out of that final turn.
Our gap to the car in front is 2.2 seconds.
Good, we're closing. Ooh, but that's not so good. Oh, come on now. That's it. I've actually lost time through all of that. There we go. Yeah, back to 2.9.
We're catching the car ahead. Well done, but be aware these tyres need to get us to the end of this race. Lost some time to the car behind.
Yep. Oh, too much. Too much. It's almost like I can have a sequence of corners that work, and then my brain just goes, right, okay, you did well there. And then gets a little bit cocky and then makes a mistake. Good sequence of corners, mess something up. Good sequence of corners, mess something up. Back to 3 seconds. It's never going to happen. Now dropped to 4 seconds. This is it. This is my race. Let's see this changing.
Okay, gap to the car ahead is 4.3 seconds.
I've been like 2 seconds faster than that.
At the moment, the car behind is lapping faster than us by around a second a lap.
I'm not encouraged by this news. Hi, Lima. I'm at risk of losing my 13th place here now. That's terrifying. Teammate status.
We're currently trailing our teammate by 14.3 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. They're sitting in 7th.
Well done.
Lap time was a 1 minute 34.8.
We've made it up to
Car
7th.
in front is 4.1 seconds.
I'm at very real risk from losing my position to the car behind now.
Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon.
I'm already aware, pal. Yep, it's all about defending now. And he's closing too. Magnussen is closing.
Gap to your teammate.
DRS.
15.9 seconds.
Gonna have to go defensive.
And that's just 5 laps of fuel remaining.
I think very carefully now about battery deployment. Gasly now 5 seconds. 5 seconds ahead. We've got to spend more time defending, you see. So that story of chasing Gasly down has been long tucked into bed. That's keeping Magnussen away. Oh, jeez. Fudge.
There's a new strategy available on the MFD.
I don't care. Can't wait for this race to be done.
Okay, gap ahead is 4.7 seconds.
Right, no threat from Magnussen this time. Oh my god. Hang on there.
Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Okie dokie. Driver behind. No? Okay, fine. Don't tell me anything.
Magnussen's behind you.
Okay.
And the gap behind us is 0.9 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. And the time last lap was a 1:35.9.
Closing the gap big time. Half a second. They could get me on the start-finish straight. Visibly closer now. I can't defend. I can't defend. Oh, beat them on braking. And I picked up DRS from them, okay. That was a lucky escape.
Our gap to the car in front is 5.7 seconds. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
It's getting scrappy. Coming up to the final lap though.
Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
Taking an inside line again.
Come on, you can win that place back.
I don't think I can. It's almost a full second ahead of me already. No, that's it. It's gone. Can't get that back. Especially if I completely miss my braking point.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Oh, shut up.
Smiling faces on the pit wall then after that superb win here at Sakir, and rightly so. A brilliant effort from the whole team. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They've performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
Oh, I want a helmet. Yay.
So let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. Let's focus on driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even by his standards.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Red Bull take over as championship leaders. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Difficult, this. Difficult. Lewis Hamilton, your driver of the day. My teammate started in 15th, qualified 5th. Took a 10-place grid penalty for some reason. Managed to make it up to 7th. His teammate, Skip, that's me, qualified in 11th, qualified 12th, started 11th, dropped down to 14th. An awful start, really didn't help. 3 attempts at starting, in fact, as that wheel spin caught me out big time. And that 3/4 of an hour of racing has given me horrific flashbacks to how difficult it was to do this 2 years ago. It's very difficult still. And it's a long season. That's round 1 of 22. So 21 more race weekends to go. Plenty of opportunity to improve my performance and also improve the car. But on this day in history, 14th place is as good as it's going to get. Max Verstappen takes the win, takes the 25 points. Charles Leclerc, I mean, poor guy. Pole position drops down to 3rd. I mean, still a good day for the Ferrari team there. 2nd and 3rd on the on the podium, good points and everything. But maybe an indicator of how things will shake down for them. Well, we're going to have a look at the highlights, but I mean, apart from surviving that race, I don't feel like personally I have any highlights to enjoy. Let's take a look. So from the middle of the pack here, you're going to see a Mercedes just wibble and wobble all over the place. Yep, look at that. Terrible. And just gets caught up in the melee here at turn 1. With a long old evening ahead. Battling out with one of the Haas drivers early on. And already tussling with the Aston Martin, who's passed me. And my teammate Lewis Hamilton already getting past. Getting into some trouble with one of the Williams cars there. I think that might have been Latifi. Things start to relax a little bit here. Ah yes, beautiful slow-mo. That's when you know nothing of any importance is happening. And then I was chasing down Vettel. This first part of the race. Vettel goes in to defend, we swap over. No opportunity for me on the inside of turn 1. That there is a pass. That might have been on turn 4. And then nothing else happened. Until very, very late. Where I attempted to defend. But in that final lap, I did get past by Magnussen and dropped a further place. Any incidents? Well, Esteban Ocon had a mechanical failure on lap 8. There were some collisions in that very messy opening lap. I, however, did not get told off. Small, tiny, microscopic victory for yours truly there. Let's have a look at the standings then after one race. Max Verstappen leading the championship. Lewis Hamilton, my teammate, 7th place. And Skip in 14th. The constructors' standings look like this. The Mercedes team currently 5th, middle of the pack, with Alpine and McLaren its nearest competition. Not that far ahead, in fact. Only 2 points away to Alpine. McLaren 10 points ahead. So our nearest competition, Alpine, is definitely the team that we'll be focusing on over the next couple of races to try and best. Ferrari and Red Bull are going to tear away this season. It remains to be seen exactly how much of a gap there will be between the two teams. If it's anything like in real life, then it's not going to take long before Red Bull become completely and utterly untouchable. Holy moly, and thank goodness that first race weekend is out of the way. Could be a couple of weekends before things start to settle down. But that was an incredibly difficult first race. Let's head back to Team HQ. Actually, first I'll need to look at the driver acclaim, of course. Tiny. And now back to Team HQ. That's it. That's better. So, not very long at all. In fact, less than 1 week in game time. And we are at the next race, and it's the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Holy cow. So any R&D that gets spent on the car here is not going to come back to us in time for this next race. So we have to think a couple of races ahead here on the development that we put into the car. So durability, we're waiting for that to be specced up a little bit. Here's our R&D. We'll need to have a very close look at this momentarily. Let's just check on the vehicle. So 15% wear overall on the power unit as it stands. 17% wear on the ICE. The MGUK is at 10. The MGUH is at 17. So the MGUH and the ICE are level. Energy store at 10, turbocharger at 17, control electronics at 6, gearbox at 30. Need to keep an eye on that then in the practice sessions to come. Lovely helmet and emotes, very exciting. Nothing else really for me to worry about here at this moment in time, so let's go into R and D. A reasonable amount of work has gone into the durability of the car. We can see in the development potential there. Its current performance is the strongest of the 4 quarters. Then we've got powertrain and aero quite close to each other. Chassis though. Chassis needs some development. Let's take a look. What do we got? Improved energy cells. That's nice, isn't it? So suspension geometry on tyre wear there. That's unavailable. Weight reduction. It's the only one available to us. We've got the cable assembly, which is something that we can purchase with 516 development points. Let's have a look at the rest. Cylinder head, Venturi tunnels. Nice, nice, nice. So some work on the rear wing there. We're looking at what can benefit the car the most. Front and rear downforce. Front would actually be pretty nice, so maybe I need to think about that along with the other stuff. Look at that. Massive. That has to be worth some investment. Let's actually see what the recommendation is from our engineer here. Okay, so yeah, gone on the cable assembly. So if we go for the cable assembly and the fuel injection, that's not too bad. Improvements to vehicles' cable assembly will reduce the mass of all circuitry without any loss to overall integrity. Let's get that in there. If we rush that, it increases the chance of failure. It doesn't actually make any difference though, does it, in terms of when we can get this delivered? There is a gap, 2-week gap I think here, between Jeddah and Melbourne. So there's no opportunity to have anything improve in the car for the next race, but the one after that works out quite nicely. So I think I'm going to bake that one in. And then the fuel injection. Redesigned fuel injection system sprays the fuel mix more finely within the combustion chamber, which results in an accelerated combustion process, yielding a power increase. It's worth quite a bit. We've got a discount through some of the work that we've done in the practice sessions, which is all very much worthwhile. So that's another one that's going to get dropped in. A 20% failure chance. Again, no huge benefit to us here. Now, look at how that could affect the vehicle performance compared to the other teams. Could actually put us level with Ferrari, or maybe slightly better than Ferrari. So absolutely worth investing in. This one though is not going to be ready until after the Australian Grand Prix. So we have to think a little bit longer term on this one. Still worth doing. That one's baked in as well. 1,500 development points left here. And then this is where we look at the situation with the aero. Now, we've got... some gearbox work here as well, right? So Beamwing has a discount. What affords us? It's about the same. So let's go with the secondary wing flaps. That'll be ready in time for Australia. And then let's go to the gearbox. The only one available to us here is the improved materials. So let's get that one in as well. That's another one that we can take advantage of by the time we hit Australia. If these are successful, we unlock some other ones. That helps us a lot. So with all these things in mind, how does this then shake down? In aerodynamics, we see a small improvement. We're still the third most performant in terms of aero, but it will put us ahead of our nearest competition, Alpine, which is useful. Now, when it comes to the chassis work, we're comfortably ahead of Alpine when it comes to the chassis. The nearest competition here is Ferrari, in fact. So it'll at least mean that we can break away a little bit from McLaren. When it comes to the powertrain, probably the most impressive thing that we can do. And in gearbox, a small little boost if this one is a success. But our durability puts us the best of the field. Some worthwhile expenditure, I think, in the car there. With 500 points left, there isn't anything else I can afford, so that's fine. Most of those developments will be sorted out in time for Melbourne. The only one that we won't get in time is the powertrain. So I have to be a little bit more patient for that one. Let's hope that that is going to be a success. And that's it. That is it. The next race weekend will be at Saudi Arabia. And between now and then, in this game, there's also a Pirelli hot lap to complete. So that'll be the first thing that happens this time next week, before we get into the race weekend at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Well, no one said it was going to be easy. And it wasn't. The first race weekend in the F1 season is thankfully, mercifully, taken care of. Practice. Needed. A lot to learn about that car. It feels like managing the tyres is tougher. Still need to be very, very careful with the rear grip. Still very easy to spin those rear wheels up. And that's with traction control on, right? That's traction control is currently set to medium. So There's a ways to go here. But some encouraging signs. I think there is decent pace in that car. And when I can keep my head on my shoulders and stitch a good lap together, I'm kind of all right. But the story of this season has only just begun. So I think we could be looking at... I think we'll probably need to get Saudi Arabia and Melbourne out of the way before it feels like there's some kind of idea of what the form is going to be like for the first half of the season, and not just in terms of the car that I'm driving, but also how I'm driving. Not going to learn that all in one evening. So the next time you can join me for F1 22, it's this time next weekend, Sunday, 6 p.m. UK time. That's right. Back again for more of this nonsense. Well, we'll do the whole thing all over again. Pirelli hot laps, practice sessions, single lap qualifying, and a 50% length race. It'll be another long one, that's for sure. It's been a long one this evening, over 4 hours comfortably. But fingers crossed, maybe we'll get some points next time. Join me then.